Hello, welcome to Successful Tradings. In this video, we are going to do a review of yet another option flow tool. This one is called TradeUI. And the question that we're going to be asking ourselves is, TradeUI better than Flowalgo? Without any further ado, let us go ahead and dive in. Okay, folks, let's see how long it's going to take us on here to go through this option flow tool. Yet another one. There are a gazillion of them. I'm getting emails left and right. People want me to review the option flow tool. This one is called TradeUI. So I have been using it for, let's say, less than a couple of weeks. So I'm just going to go in really to the main items, and then I will be referencing if TradeUI is better than Flowalgo, because we have been using Flowalgo since 2017. I still use Flowalgo today. To me, that's the reference, and I'm going to be looking at the features of TradeUI on here through the lens of which that we already know about Flowalgo. If you are new to our channel and you are checking the videos for Flowalgo, I will make sure to post them on here very quickly. In some of the link and in the description of this video. All right, so here are some of the features of TradeUI. So from the get-go, the first thing that they want to give you inside of TradeUI is this market overview, where they just display the upcoming IPOs, the dates, the name of the company, and some of the pricing, number of shares, and things like that. If you trade IPOs, that information is of value to you. Then here, earnings, upcoming earnings. So this usually you can get that from your broker or anything, but hey, they have that here in the market overview. Then they have a tab here that resembles a little bit like what you have on Finviz, the performance on a per sector basis, meaning you can determine, let's say, hey, how is the technology performing today? Yeah, 1 day performance, 1 month performance, and if you toggle a second time, you get a longer term view, 3 months, 5 years, and so forth. But I mean, okay, fine. When you know that of the technology, how do you go about finding the stock? That's another thing, right? So hence, okay, it's information. Don't mind me. Most active stock for the day, the gainers and the losers. Okay, so they will put some stock on here. Some of these I don't even know. So for us, we want to trade option with stock that are very liquid. So some of these, that information will be of no value. The economic calendar, I mean, yeah, sure. You need to know what's going on a little bit. But for the most part, knowing the number of COVID cases or something to help you make a decision you're trading, I don't know about that. So, and then the volatility index, VIX. Yeah, VIX, you can incorporate it in your trading definitely. So, how am I doing here? If I have to give a grade here, most of these things are not available in Flowalgo. But really, my friend, the goal for Flowalgo or of any option flow tool is to be able to know where the big money is sending their money. Not so much, I mean, these other things, what's IPO are coming, we can get that. The one thing, so that's really, so for me on here, okay, nice to have, but not a big deal. The second section on here of trade, inside of TradeUI, is the bread and butter of it, if you will, right? Option flow. From the get-go, I can tell you right now, Flowalgo doesn't have, TradeUI doesn't have the equity side of Flowalgo to be like Flowalgo gives you, right? So meaning where you can tell which stock are being which stock did have transaction per se. Here you will be getting options, yeah, real-time options on here with the date, the timestamp, the spot price at the time, the strike, and the field level. It's pretty much everything. So this is another one that resembles like Black Box or TradeUI. As remember, we can refer to that review of we did comparison between TradeUI and option flow. Yeah, because I mean, somebody buying it at a bid, or well, what we want something that's actionable, meaning when somebody is buying something hot, let's say at the ask price or things like that, and then they define some three metrics here that we are going to come back inside of the study. So the strength, the rating, the UOI, which is a ratio that we will give you when we go into the study section. So here, the other thing that they have on here, which is like, okay, so they want you to study, or they generate study on here. So folks, there are 4 patterns that are interesting. That's of interest here. I mean, there are more than 4 patterns that can be traded. But inside of TradeUI, you have a stock breakout, stock consolidation, volatility squeeze, and reversal pattern. So that's what the content of this box is, to be telling you, okay, stock that have sweeps and what type of technical setting they have. Here, this one here on the right hand side is the unusual flow. The unusual flow, they have 2 conditions. So this card contains at least the latest unusual flow trade. In order for something to be unusual, they give you the conditions here. To be executed at mid or higher and have volume divided by open interest bigger than 2. That volume divided by open interest, that's the indicator that's known as OUI. That's where we saw earlier. We will more on that again on the study. Or have an open interest smaller than 50 contract and the trade size greater than 1,000. Okay, so they give you those conditions. How do I get here? By just this question mark on here, similar to this one here. Anything that, if you want to find something about a card, something being displayed on here. So by default, the pulse is the live one, meaning it will be bringing you all of these as they come in. Or you can go back if you are looking at something historically, selected dates, a time frame on here, then hit apply with the filtering condition, and then those options they will show. So that's the option flow part on there. To be honest with you, I mean, looking at this compared to Flowalgo, yeah, I mean, adding all of this, for me, my point is I want the least amount of information in order to make decisions. So a little bit too much, if you ask me. Here's a summary here. Yeah, this one is actionable. We can definitely see that on here inside of TradeUI. TradeUI here is doing, the section is called option leader. So what they are doing, simply real time, yeah. They are giving us the by volume for that day. So for each day that's the market open, you are live, it's live. It tells you which stock, which options have the highest volume. So like today, SLB 37.5 calls, they had a volume of 11,588. So, and then the criteria on here is that the open interest need to be less than 100, which is a good angle to look at it, because then the new volumes telling us that, oh, something is pertinent there. So I'm going to keep an eye onto it. And then, oh, between parentheses, what's between parentheses here? Between parentheses, they give you day to expiration. But that's one, that as usual, right? That's the problem with the option flow. That means something that's far out of the money, 230, not out far of the money, it's far in the future, rather. 232 days. Okay, sure. I don't know the angle here. Maybe one that's more actionable, in this case, 53 calls on Snap, and in this case, 22 days from expiration. 0 day to expiration today was on Mara. So then Chewy was another one. UA was another one. 8 day to expiration on Futu. So those you can definitely be actionable. I mean, that's how for me I will go about using that on here. So this is of value on here. The next section here inside of TradeUI, in this review of TradeUI versus Flowalgo, is that they provide you the insider action. So you want to see if the owner of the company, the executive, they are buying or selling. So that's as simple as that, with some explanation on here at the bottom. For me, typically, I do not use this information as value in my trading, but it's up to you, definitely, what you want to make of it, obviously with the timestamp. And yeah, I mean, again, use my initial impression here, information over crap. Okay, now the next session is something that's not inside of Flowalgo. Here, TradeUI. Then let me try to get something on here. Let's say I select Jumia. So you select your stock, and then you say go. So what are they doing? You picked an expiration date. So here are some expiration dates here, right? All the way to Jan. So for Jumia, if I say expiration on April the 9th. So let's do first thing. So you select the stock, then you select the number of strike. You know, that's how when you look at an option chain, basically that's summarizing the option chain for you for here. That's something that Flowalgo doesn't give you. You have to look that up with your broker, right? So in this case, it takes a little bit of time. There's a small delay, but you know that you just saw that I selected 40 strike price, And then for each one of them, they are giving you what's the call volume for today, obviously, as you're live, the open interest, the same thing for the put volume and the put open interest. The idea on here is to be able to get a visual representation, a quick visual representation of where the volume is going. For next week, for instance, the 40, they receive a lot of volume today. There was a lot of activity on Jumia, right? So you see that there are the 40. The only thing that's missing on here, I like this one. No, that really, that's a good thing. Maybe the price. If they could just put the price on there such that you have a snapshot view right there of the price as well. But this is nice on here. Let me pick another stock on here, and you can do that for stock and ETF. So IWM, and you just click on go. You wait a little bit. Here we go. So the price here ranging from 205 all the way to 240. See, that's the call volume is not that homogeneous. So for me, let's see if I'm interested for next week. What's the upper Bollinger for this guy? 234. Didn't get that much volume today, right? And the open interest in purple, it's 498, and there was no volume. Okay, so not that much action on there. So that's what this view is. It's a nice view. It's just missing the price. The next, I think, on here in this section of study, they showing you for a specific strike price, the total number of contracts that were traded, and then there's these indicators that we talked about. So the UOI is the volume divided by the open interest. So meaning you want this number, the numerator to be big, huge volume with pre-existing open interest small. Then they define something called rating. This is in the purple color on here. The size of the trade, yeah, overall divided by the open interest, and then they define the strength of that. I haven't made any usage of this as of now, so really more to come into this one on here. I like the option change summary more than maybe this on here to tell me what's going on. Now, the third thing on here is the calculator. The calculator or inside of TradeUI is going to be answering one question for you. What if scenario? So let me try to do it as simply as possible. So again, you selected the stock, right? It's the same stock that we had earlier. So we are showing 40 strike price. So it's telling us that for let's see, let's actually go to the 9th. Okay, very good, because the first April Fools, happy April Fools, by the way, if you're watching the video today, or happy belated April Fools if you're watching the video after April 1st. So for a strike price, so let's pick the 234 just randomly, right? So just because the 234, they close at the 234. Oh yeah, we have to select calls or puts. Yeah, this button here, you select calls or puts. So I'm selecting calls. I know most of you, yeah, you know who you are. You like calls. So 234 call, they close at 13 bid, 18 ask. That's what this is here. The last price. Okay, so to break even at expiration, yeah, the stock need to trade at 234.16. And then here they're giving you, okay, what your P&L is going to be if that's where it gets a little bit tricky or interesting. So here you can set this up to say, okay, you want the simulation or the forecast, if you will, by a step of 2%. Yeah, look at it here. So 2%, 4%, 6%, 8%, 5%, because I selected 5 steps. If I select just 2 steps, 3 steps, let's say this is 2 steps, yeah? But now let's say each step is how many percent? Let's say 3%. So I'm going from 3% to 6%. So you can play with this to get as many steps as you want by the increment that you want. You can say, okay, by 1%, for instance, and then get many more steps. For instance, 5 of them. So what is this telling us? It's telling us that this is if the price at expiration, again, this is in a week time, April 9th, if the price has expiration, it's at 228, yeah. The 234 calls that we are simulating, they're going to lose $16. Now, conversely, if that price is 234.93, yeah, this is for the 234. You have to go to the row for that stock. The 234 will be making 78. I'm not so sure what color. I would have used a different color code because the red here, this is a gain. This is a gain. It's just that the gain here is gradual, right? So you make more money, obviously, for this. But let's simulate something. Let's say, or you can do this, or you can just come here and pick your price automatically, right? So let's say for me, if you want to show a lot of money being made, oh dear, could I type it? Yeah, I hope Telex you can type it as well. So let's say if the stock is trading at 234.92, you're making more money than that. So can we type it here? So how about 260? Here we go. If the stock is trading at 260 as expiration, this is people who are trading the 205, they will make per contract, they will make a profit because right now the price is $16, meaning 1,600, they will make a profit of 3,562. So the goal of this on here, it's hopefully you get an idea about this, is to help you simulate what if. A platform, definitely Flowalgo doesn't have it. There's a trade inside of Power A-Trade. There's a trade lab that does it graphically in a more, how would I say it? In a more technical view presentation, really. Because here, okay. So here's the thing here for you. If you are new to trading option, bid, ask, and implied volatility are always changing. Take the calculation with a grain of salt. Yeah, implied volatility, this is just some theoretical calculation, but it's an approximation enough if you are studying option. I mean, this is not the most important thing, really. You are concerned if you're trying to study option, or you are, if you are a veteran trader of options, this is of no value to you. I can guarantee you. There is a way, and we have made video on that. Even you have seen us in pre-market, you are successful trading, how we go about estimating the price of contract. And I may have to make another video on there. But this is a table on here that they decided to go into. The next section on here inside of TradeUI and of this new option flow tool is this. It's a beta version, so if it doesn't work, folks, it pretty much I've just tested it a little bit. So you can look at a stock on here. So you come in, tap your stock of interest. Let's keep on with the theme, Jumia, and say apply. So this is a stock that's we have been trading recently. Then you can apply support and resistance level. Okay, it takes a little bit of moment. So they show you some line. Okay, 38. The stock closed today just at 30, bit shy of 38, right? So 38. The close was 38.01. Here we go, and the resistance is 38.8. So you can use this to actually pick a strike price, if you will, put potentially on here. So the next above 38, the next level is 48, and so forth. So that's one way of doing it, support and resistance. You can also do it with the Fibonacci level, right? We have showcased Fibonacci level on here. So if that's something new, you can read our video on successful trading on here. So here are the levels of Fibonacci. 38.78 is the 50% retracement. That I know. Actually, that's not a Fibonacci number. Yeah, 50% is not. Trust me, we know. 61.80, yes, it is. So 50 is just one of those things that people use because it's a natural number. So the way that is plotted on here, 70 is the 0, and the 100% is here. So it's nice to have something like that on here. And but the study, I didn't see the studies on here. Actually, yeah, I tried to add study, but I don't think they're working. Like if I come on here, for me, I like to use the EMAs, right? So I would have liked to add the EMA 8 and EMA 20, as you know, as we do in TradingView. If I click add, maybe I wasn't patient enough. I tried to play with it when I was preparing for this video, and it didn't take. So it definitely, they told you, is a beta version. So more to come into this later on. Okay, so and there the purple line, the purple histogram at the bottom, that's the volume. Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's saying SPY volume. It shouldn't be SPY. It should be my stock of interest on here. So that's that there. The last item on here is the chart analysis. There's not much into that because I think what happened is that after it's struggling a little bit on here, they are going to bring you a chart that resembles TradingView. Or does it? It was working earlier. Chart analysis when I click on it. Okay, well, folks, that gives you all the feature of the TradeUI, which compare it to Flowalgo. For us, our take is that there's a little bit too much information, really. So the main goal of an option flow is to focus onto where the money is going. End of story. But they're trying to package it here into everything. Originally, when in the advertisement on here, they will describe all of these features, right? So meaning they talk about the sweeps is the main thing, the market overview, unlimited real-time option sweeps, technical setup, insider activity, real-time news, desktop, and then they have things like a trade scanner, SMS alerts, email, news feature. That's supposed to be in the Pro plan, but that Pro plan is not launched yet. This one on here, if you want it's monthly, $85 per month. Okay, I don't know about that. Then quarterly, it's $77. Half a year, $70, and if you take the yearly plan, $67 per month. The one thing that may be really swaying new traders, other than some of these nice features on here, the summary of the option chain is what I like the most, is the fact that they have a Discord room. Flowalgo doesn't have a Discord room. So their Discord room, I went to it because I have a premium membership, all right, because I needed to subscribe to get this review. This is what it looks like, folks. Okay, so you come here, they tell you to start here. This is what you need to check. Yeah, don't be confused like me, because when you come here, you don't see all of this channel. This is what you need to check, this blue check mark, in order for you to gain access to the channel. So the introduction, you land here. So here about successful tradings. Okay, no big deal. They have what? Learning corners. They have a couple of videos on here on how to use that interface, meaning what we just went over. It's not much, folks. Yeah, in terms of education overall. Here's TradeUI education channel. It has one video, which was posted February. They're starting. Don't get me wrong. They're starting because you saw the tool, they are adding features. And now some of the things that you may be into, they have a channel for social sentiment. Yeah, summarizing what's going on in social media. So Tesla, what is surprise? GME, NEO, what is surprise? I mean, folks, for me, my recommendation, stay away from this, because as an investor or as a trader, you do not want to find yourself in crowded trades. Crowded trades are trades that everybody and their sisters, they are trading. That's the stock market has way too many stocks for everybody to find themselves in the same one. If anything, for me, I like to trade something that really not that many people are trading, but which is still actionable. That's just me, but I leave it all to you. So analyst ratings is a room on here, upgrades and downgrade. That's what this is. So this is nice because sometimes the stock will move based on, a lot of times stock will be moving based on those upgrades and downgrade. What else is of value on here? TradeUI. So whatever happening inside of TradeUI, they will update it here. So this is the Discord for TradeUI, basically, right? So the channels, there are just so many, really, for me. Profit testimonials. This is something that I was interested into trying to see what type of percentage gain are they seeing 10 baggers like successful tradings, or what type of percentage gain people are making. I saw some nice things on here. I mean, but that was interesting. So for you, if you are looking for a community, this actually, believe it or not, this one, it's by itself, it costs $35. Yeah. How do we know that? Let's say activate premium, unlock premium. This is it, $35 just to get access to the Discord. Our Discord channel at Successful Trading, it may not be as fancy with all of the hoopla, the coloring and everything as this. It's free. There's this $35 and in terms of education, you got one video. This is TradeUI education. Okay. So I hope this gives you an idea about what TradeUI is, here's my recommendation. If you are a beginner trader trying to keep it simple, you know how we like the KISS rule. Keep it simple and sweet, right? So maybe if you're looking just for something cheaper, but for me, this TradeUI is still it has a lot. It can be a little bit confusing. For me, I will keep it simple. And more importantly, you know my preference. I've said it regarding Cheddar Flow. I've said it regarding Black Box. The option flow by themselves, really, I take them with a grain of salt because you don't know the overall trade. Sometimes what we see there could be somebody hedge and then we follow it just like there's no tomorrow. Yeah. So for me, the value of option flow per se, it's really through the equity side of it. Meaning when there's a transaction on a stock, I want to see if that stock is trading higher than the price of the transaction or lower, in which case I can buy my calls and puts accordingly. That's my opinion for it. I wouldn't invest into TradeUI if I'm looking simply to say for a signal. I will rather take the complete package which come with the equity side and the option flow side. As you know, we have said that a lot, so I will prefer definitely option flow over TradeUI. I hope this was of value to you in our review of TradeUI and trying to answer the question, is TradeUI better than Flowalgo? Thank you for your time. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye-bye.